Good evening. My name is Haya. I'm with LTU Tech Talks. Today I have Rima, a recent LTU graduate, to talk about her experience at Lawrence Tech. Hi Rima, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so again, I had just recently graduated from Lawrence Tech. I am a industrial design major. And industrial design, similar to product design, one might say the same thing. But I ended up going to LTU to pursue this degree. And yeah, I think I really enjoyed my time there at LTU. I built a really nice, family of designers, and it was a really good community atmosphere. And I think I learned a lot by choosing LTU over other design schools.
Nice. So what made you choose LTU in the first place after you graduated high school?
Yeah, so what kind of inspired me was after taking a tour, I got to kind of see the facilities they had, the resources. I thought that it was a little bit better than other design schools that I had seen, as well as kind of the way that you can get close with your professors and you kind of have that mentorship where they nurture your skills from the beginning. So that kind of close-knit community and side-by-side guidance the whole way really, raised the bar in terms of the design schools around here.
No, I kind of relate to that as well. I actually went to LTU for my graduate certificate, and the small class sizes and the availability of the professors and advisors makes the biggest difference, and you don't really get that at many schools. So I'm glad that you also felt like the same way about that. Yeah. So what was I know you said that you really loved the school, so what was your experience after all 4 years? How was your experience there?
Yeah, it was honestly pretty fun. Again, the way that the classes were set up, it's kind of like a studio space. So in the studio, I get my own desk and walls, so I'm drawing, sketching, I pin up my own work, and I'm able to have my own place to store things, to work if inspiration hits or anything like that. And also the other classmates of mine, or studio mates, we call them, we were able to just kind of form like a family where we're spending so much time together, right, in the studio space. So you grow close to them naturally. And it was just honestly very fun, like late nights just working on prototyping, building things, sketching, bouncing ideas off of each other, very collaborative at times. So it was just a good environment, again, to kind of have design be able to flow.
Oh no, that sounds so good. I'm glad that you had a really good experience, and congrats on graduating.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what are you up to now after graduation?
Now I'm still at the moment looking for jobs. I've been interviewing with a couple companies, so it's all a matter of time. But soon I'm hoping to just get into work.
No, I'm sure you'll come out with a great job. I know LTU really does a good job at making sure their students do get that job after graduation. I feel like after they see that you were an LTU grad, it really makes a big difference when entering the workforce. So I know you'll find a great job, and congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Of course. So today, as I have Rima with us, we have a little video about her entire experience at LTU and the work that she's been working on in her projects. So let's take a look on your experience at LTU.
Perfect.
Yes. Hi, I'm Haya Sobh, and today I'm here with Rima Shkoukani. Rima here is a student at LTU, and today she's going to tell us a little bit about her experience here.
I graduated Troy High School, and I chose to come here to Lawrence Tech. Currently, I am a senior graduating in industrial design. I chose to go into industrial design because of the range of different disciplines that it teaches you. So all the skill sets I learn here, including graphic design, automotive design, everything kind of ties into industrial design, and I'm able to apply all these skill sets to various different fields and disciplines.
How do you feel? It's your last year, almost done.
Yeah, I'm excited to graduate. I'm excited to hopefully get back into the automotive field. Over this past summer, I had an internship at Ford, And so, you know, hopefully with luck, I'm able to get back into it and return to the same field.
So I know we're here today to look at a few of your pieces and projects. So tell me a little bit like about them. What made you make these pieces and what made you kind of pursue what you've made so far?
So currently I've got a couple pieces selected to enter the end of year show after graduation, and one of the pieces that I'm really excited to showcase is a chair that I've made called Zaytoon, and it's inspired by, you know, my Middle Eastern background and roots. So Zaytoon, I wanted to recreate a furniture piece in a contemporary form by mimicking the traditional Middle Eastern pearl inlay techniques. So I mimicked it by using marquetry, and I was able to kind of carve out this, carve out the desired shape using CNC machines here at Lawrence Tech. After the pieces were cut out, I was able to then use a laser cutter to do all the intricate design works and then assemble it together to make the final chair. And on the side of the chair, there's a couple of kind of visuals showcasing the actual like zaytuna on the olive branch itself. So that's something that I really wanted to showcase my identity into a contemporary art form. Oh, another piece of mine, it's called the Scan Bright Dental Communication Tool. So that project aimed to offer a communication tool between a patient and their dentist. So following the pandemic, there's been a large rise of virtual healthcare services. And with those services, there is an opportunity I saw that we could bridge kind of this gap where we can have a patient communicate with their dentist from the comfort of their home. So this is targeting patient efficiency, healthcare, and wellness. So the kind of main idea is that there's new technologies happening in the dental field, in the dental world, including Invisalign. After I was able to fully research Invisalign patients and, you know, have surveys and interviews with them, I was able to figure out their process and find that there's a large gap between them having to come into the office. So they're using, you know, their time, they're using their gas usage and all of these things that kind of make a lengthy process just to go through Invisalign treatment. So this tool kind of comes in and cuts back that process. So how I achieved it was doing a bunch of ideating, sketching. I was able to do a couple 3D printing prototypes where I would print the sizes and test them on users and get their feedback and see what's good, what fits in the user's hand, what size is applicable for the mouth, how I can scan all 3 surfaces of the teeth. And then after that, I was able to do a virtual section where it's a physical product, but there's also a digital side. And we learn here at Lawrence Tech how to do user experience and user interfaces using Figma, that's a software. So I was able to do kind of a prototype of an app. So it's kind of like a guided app walkthrough where they have the physical product and they follow along with an app that shows them how to use it correctly.
Wow, these sound amazing.
Thank you.
So amazing. Wow.
Thank you so much.
So what has your experience at LTU been like so far? Like, do you feel prepped for your future career?
So far, I think I learned a lot of valuable skill sets here. I've learned a lot of softwares at Lawrence Tech that I would have no idea existed. I didn't even know this degree existed, honestly, until very late in my high school. So a lot of skills like Figma and like 3D modeling capabilities, learning how to do 3D printing and prototyping, I think really set me up very good. Even for this past internship I had in the summer, I took all of my skill sets I had learned so far and kind of put it into creating a seatbelt accessory at Ford. So I had all that background knowledge that set me up pretty good for the internship. So I think over this past, my last year here, I have a good setup and start to my professional real world experience.
And my last question to you is, what's been your favorite thing about LTU so far?
Kind of what's been memorable is having this studio environment. I think it's very different than other schools. I'll talk to friends and they'll be like, I have like this lecture hall and it's like a like 200 kids, and then here it's like a small intimate group where I'm able to connect well with professors. I'm able to create long-lasting bonds with my studio mates. And even the work that we do here I think is so unique and different, where even talking to friends at MSU or U of M that I've got, they'll be like, I have this essay due at midnight, and my response is like, oh, I have a chair due at midnight, and they're like, cool. So it's just been very unique and different, I think, than the average college experience.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree also with the small class sizes. I went to a huge school for my undergrad. Like it was one of those like 200 people lecture halls and whatnot, and you didn't really get to know your professor or even classmates because it's just way too many people. But then I came here for a graduate program, and I got to know my advisors so well, and like I had someone for everything. Like I always knew that when I needed help, there was always someone that was there to help me, and I felt so comfortable being able to do so, just because everyone was so welcoming, and you're able to actually build those relationships. So I'm glad that you also got that
Same experience. Yeah. Like a family. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you for sitting with me today and just talking to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome back to LTU Tech Talk. Thank you so much, Rima, for letting us show that video of you. I know I had a blast with you making the whole video. Yeah. So I know you just showed some of your work, the beautiful chair and the dental tool prototype. I know you explained in the video just a little bit about them, so if you don't mind, what inspired you to make both of those projects?
Yeah, so my furniture piece, it's called Zaytoun. It was kind of like an identity piece inspired by my roots. I am a Palestinian American, and I kind of wanted to, we were tasked with, you know, we're learning woodworking and how to assemble things. So in this class, the final project was a full-on chair, how to build it. And so I thought to implement some of my own personal identity into it and make something that I think speaks a message. And you can see it with the detailing and with the specific technique that I did, mimicking, you know, the traditional Arabic techniques of furniture building. So that one was really exciting, and it meant a lot to me personally. And then my second, the dental tool project, that one was very fun. It was inspired by my sister, who is a dental assistant. She's hoping to go into dentistry, and so we kind of like brainstormed together on what could be helpful within the field. And so that's where kind of like the spark came from, and that's what led me to furthering research and figuring out what exactly, you know, patients within a dental office would need, specifically looking at people who are receiving Invisalign treatment.
Oh no, both were just super interesting to see, and so I always find it so intriguing when students make projects like this, because I know I'm more of like in sciences, so the fact that you built both of these is just, it's honestly so amazing.
Yes,
yeah, it really is so amazing. And I know you've worked on some other things, so what are some of your other projects that you've done and that you've loved doing?
I think my last project, my senior thesis, is something that was a little bit interesting, where I decided to take an innovative approach on redesigning the seatbelt that we have in our vehicles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of a stretch, but looking forward, or looking towards a certain user group. You know how seatbelts are uncomfortable right now and they don't have adjustability. They're originally designed for men and tested on men, so the female anatomy wasn't included. And so I decided to pick a user group that was the most vulnerable, which would be women who are pregnant.
Oh, wow.
So I designed for a seatbelt for a woman who is pregnant, which is very specific. But of course, by designing the safest possible innovation for the most vulnerable group, I was able to apply it to everybody. So kind of redoing the whole seatbelt going forward, which is something I got to showcase in a video for the final and a poster, and having to actually sew it together and display it on a fake pregnant lady, which was funny to, you know, set up and have people look around and see it actually on display. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I know you worked on such cool stuff, and really is so cool to see, and I'm glad that LTU gave you the space to do so, and you got all the education you needed to make all of these prototypes. It's not easy. It's not easy, and you really do need good professors and a good education to be able to do so. And it's so nice to see that you got that.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you so much again for being here with me today. If you have any last words to our community, go right ahead.
I would say kind of my experience at Lawrence Tech was very different than I think the typical college student is, where I would be talking with friends at MSU or U of M, and they would be, oh, my finals are coming up. I have to study, and then my final would be building a chair. So kind of like the difference in what you're passionate about, and the difference in what kind of school can give you what you're looking for. For me, it's innovation, it's creativity, and I think Lawrence Tech did a really good job in pushing me to excel in this field and in my passion. So my message for everyone is, pursue what you're passionate about, and I think Lawrence Tech is a great start of where you can begin nurturing your skills.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for being with me today and talking a little bit about you and your experience. It definitely was really, really nice to hear, and I'm sure everyone else will be very happy to hear about that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. And that is our episode of LTU Tech Talks today, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay.